Okay, we're back from that weird little break I had to take, a little chop edit and stuff going on there. And so now we have Crossface Buffalo. We're coming back in. This is the donos for today that came in. Pretty fat dono list here. So I'm just going to fire on all cylinders and enjoy the music with you guys here on the Avocado. For music always for the win, right? Okay, here we go, guys. So Crossface Buffalo would like a song by an incredibly talented artist. We had a visit from Mr. Weird Al Yankovic yesterday on the stream as well. So let's go ahead and see what Crossface Buffalo wants us to check out here. This is a classic. Oh yeah, this is a classic, guys. Let's get ready for this. This is just all about laughing and enjoying and reminiscing. Obviously, for those of you who were alive in the 1900s, to actually see this first time, for a lot of us, that's going to be like, whoa! I remember when. You start thinking about, try to connect the dots. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. This is Like a Sturgeon, or a Surgeon. Cool Vans.
Ross, please report to emergency. Dr. Ross. Dr. Howard. Dr.
Classic.
Howard, Dr.
Such a classic. That's me after I thought I've stopped the stream.
Somehow I made it through. I'm just an intern, I still
thanks, Crossface. You hear what he said? This is in honor of my upcoming surgery.
I was last in my class, barely passed at the institute. Now I'm trying to avoid. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid a malpractice suit. Like a surgeon.
I don't want to be seeing this.
Like a surgeon. Organ transplants are my line. Better give me all your gosners. This patient's fading fast. Complications have set in. Don't know how long he'll last. Let me see that IV.
Fuck, I forgot about that
Here
scene.
we go. Time to operate. I'll pull his insides out. Pull his insides out and see what he ate.
That was a great callback in the video.
Cutting for the very first time. Like a surgeon. Here's a waiver.
Oh yeah, that's Kaiser.
For you to sign. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's a fact, I'm a quack. The disgrace of the AMA, 'cause my patients die. Yeah, my patients die before they can pay. Like a surgeon, hey, cutting for the very first time. Like a surgeon.
I remember that he's doing all the Madonna moves in this.
On my mind, like a surgeon. Ooh, like a surgeon. When I reach inside with my scalpel and my forceps.
God, that bass, that synthy
and
bass.
retractors. Oh, 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 oh. Ooh, baby. Yeah.
Even ripping off her moves and stuff. Absolute genius. And he just gets better and better and better and better and better, and it's absolutely mind-numbing. Even back then, could you imagine being a fly on the wall when he heard Like a Virgin as the original song, and he goes, dudes, I have an idea, which I don't know, that's how he would have said it. And then he goes into this space of creativity, write a whole new lyric. Of course, you got to get the license and, to do a derivative of a song, and re-record it. But he just has nonstop just hit these things out of the park. He's an absolute freaking genius, and he just doesn't stop. And so, and that video we saw yesterday was a killer example that his presence is still very much needed here. So, and also, I think from what I understand, most artists or publishers, now sometimes there's this little weird thing that the artist that he might be doing a bit about of a song may not own the writer and the publishing or the masters. So sometimes the record company or the people who own the publishing and the writers and the masters would do a deal and maybe like telling the artist, oh, by the way, Weird Al is going to be doing a knockoff. And it's like, but I mean, you got to talk about that too. There's some brand management that has to go on between, whatever artist he wants to make fun of in the song and so on and so forth. But truth be told, I've never heard him rip and shred a track apart and go, oh my God, that was just not right. He's always been an absolute freaking genius. Full stop. And thank you, Crossface Buffalo. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get blocked on YouTube. I'll put in the dispute. I think they're pretty good about letting it go. If not, I'll just edit it out, but I'm glad you and I were able to see it here now together. But I have a new way on Odyssey now where I'm uploading these blocked. If they stay eternally blocked, Double A has helped me figure out the Odyssey journey, the Odyssey video stream company, and which they have no blockage. And so if it stays longer blocked and it gets refuted, or they think the block has merit, I'm popping it up there for everybody. All right, guys, next up is Lacrimosa. Hi, Lacrimosa. Are you still here? You still here, Lacrimosa? I'm sure you are. You're hanging out, enjoying. I think. I hope so. Thank you so much for your usual. There you are. What's going on, Lacrimosa? What are we doing here? I have heard of this. Love Drug. Give me a rock track here. Lacrimosa, what is... Hang on for a second. Let me open this up. I made a mistake, like usual, with my scrolling on my browser here, because I do that. We have here... Oh my God, I hit the wrong one. I hit the old Depeche Mode one. Stand by. We're good. No, don't need to clear it. Here we go. This one from Lacrimosa is the band or the artist Love Drug. And the name of the track is Blood-like. And he's telling me that the bass on this is the winner. So guys, let's kick back and enjoy this track from Lacrimosa. And let's see what we got going on here. All right. Lacrimosa, when did you first hear this? Ooh, nice dig into the bass. I really do like the drive that the piano and the bass is setting up on this. Love the vibrato on the voice. little bit of a Radiohead vibe. Yeah? No? With more drug influence. Nice background vocals on that. Yeah, I like this a lot. This guitar kicks in. I love the change up on the piano. That little string-esque arrangement in the back. Real pull with the vocals on this. I loved his vibrato. There was a real connection to the emotion of what he was singing. I think I love artists like this or vocals that can do that thing where they can sneak into notes with a little bit of that rasp, which I can't do, but that's kind of that whatever. There's such a beautiful kind of pseudo smoky vibe there. But his vibrato though kind of reminds me of oh my goodness, there's a lady that I did on my on the Music World Composing reaction channel, curly hair. Oh my God, that's going to tell you a lot. But has that same kind of beautiful vibrato that's a very passionate part of her performance. And it kind of reminds me of that. Like I'm pulled into that because in something like this, one of the unique things that was a setup for this too. Now, first of all, everybody dove in on that bass sound because that was great. But the piano at the beginning for the first third of the track, or a little more than that, just that eighth notes, just pounding away on the chord changes, staying pretty straight on the velocity. Then there was kind of like a bridge before the last part of the song, where all of a sudden it lightened up a little bit. Now we had the piano playing and following the chords when that section, Lacrimosa, where you said, okay, here comes the banger, when it filled itself out and got nice and round. So the piano did kind of, stop from being that just eighth notes of just going bing, bing, bing. Because I was thinking, wow, how long are they going to maintain that? What's that going to be about? And as it led into that next change, I love that the third iteration of the arrangement, the piano got now more meandering and stuff, and the track loosened up. And I think that's also when SB had chimed in and said, okay, now we're starting to get, the song is settling. That's what it says over here. So, but I like the track, kind of abstract in a very unique kind of way as well. But yeah, you were right. You were right in your comment. that bass. Thank you so much for dropping that on us, man. And like usual, thank you for your kind donation. I appreciate it. Next up, Ginger. Where be you? Dun 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 dun. Ginger wants a song, and the name, it's an electronic. The name of the artist, or Synthony, or I'm not going to even try to say Suwerslift, or now known as Synthony. Name of the track is Mr. Kill Myself. Happy track. Sewer Slut. That's what it's. Okay. In the message, Ginger had said that it's pronounced Sewer Slut. That's what it is. Now known as Synthony, as an Australian dark ambient jungle drum and bass breakcore artist. Ooh, I like this stuff. I'm growing to really dig this stuff that you guys are bringing me like that. They're known for having a very dark, depressive themes of their songs and titles. They are now returning after a 2-year hiatus due to the sudden death of their partner, and have returned as Synthony. All right, guys, let's do this. Ginger's bringing this into the house. Ginger, are you here? Yeah, we do have a full slamathon of a lot of Australian artists here. It's a beautiful thing. Oi, oi, oi. Let's go. Is it okay for a non-Australian to do that? Oi, oi, oi. Oh, I already love this pad. This is badass right here. And what I said earlier when my mic was muted was I love what the ambience brings and covers to this. It really makes this work. But I love how they still have that swimming ambience in the back. Is that what makes it trance-like a little more? love this. This is badass. Got a long delay on it. Like a half a second on that bass for that weird. Not the bass, but that sequence. Now we're peeling away layers, bringing them back in. That's that producer working in the brain. That subtle bass line is badass. Ah, Ren, I love that. It's almost like in tempo too, Ren. Liquid drum. Oh, that pad in the back, man. Love it. Boom, 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 boom. The least gnarly in the sequencing is actually the bass line, way down there. Amongst the chaoticness of the other stuff happening. I'm loving this. Avocado in a trance. What a beautiful pad, how they constructed that. I love those airy pads with a little bit of a sheen on top. It's full of sheen. The voicing of that pad, it's just really nice. It's great. I love it. It's making me glide. Just the pad. Let it glide out. This is when you open your eyes from the bottom of the mush pit floor and you're just like, what? This was a jamming track. I think one of the reasons why I really was pulled into this too is that the drum programming was in a real great place in the mix where it didn't really interfere with the glide of the ambient work that the composer was doing, you know, setting with the pads and stuff. Everything about everything we heard except for the drum and bass work, or the drum work, and actually the bass, is there was very minimal reverb or any kind of post effects on it. Maybe be a little early reflection, or it's just kind of maybe a small little reverb there. But the ambience and the delays being used on all the rest of the stuff was so purposeful and so perfect. I don't know, like I've said to you guys many times lately in my life, I listen to music and it's like I love to glide on this stuff. It's just really heady, trippy stuff for me. and it just puts me in a great mood. Renran wants 2 Steps from Hell. Oh, here we go. I'm recognition on this one. The song is Impossible. So the message is, this came across my desk recently after watching it several times. I knew I had to share it. This composer does a lot of epic orchestral arrangements and has been used for movie and video game trailers. That's right, Thomas Bergerson. I don't know if it's Bergerson or Bergerson. Is quickly becoming the next John Williams, in your opinion. It won't be long before he starts doing actual movie scores. Well, you know, that's where we all start. Of course, I never made it into the epic scores, but if you could manage to be a custom movie trailer score composer, you're getting really close to the starting gate of being really serious considered to bring it for the movies. So Renron, are you here? Is Renron here? I don't know. Oh, there you are. I see it. Okay, I see you. I didn't say it. I see it post. I see you. Okay, let's do this. All right. You know this is going to be giant symphonic. This is such a massive music festival. Wow. That was a flying V violin. Did you guys see that? God, I love this style of music. There's a little bit of the Heelung kind of vibe as well. Renren is the composer, any one of these musicians? The piano player, okay. You know, this guy's been cooking the whole time, and when's he ever take a breath? It's just mind-numbing. Yeah, the piccolo is still held this way, not this way. There she is with the flying V violin. Could you imagine the rehearsal for this? This is the third instrument he's been playing. Ginger. That must sound amazing out there for the people. Wasn't expecting that. This is huge. This is like a Jan Hammer Hollywood Bowl vibe. Obviously with a lot more. Oh, the composer jumped on a guitar. Where's that guitar player? Show him. Who was doing the guitar work? Oh, would have loved to have seen that. God, he lit that guitar up on that last, you know, like 6, 7, 8 seconds worth of rip in there. Oh, it was the composer? Snappy turtles, my God. Actually, I liked his guitar work. I'm not being that guy. His synth, you know, lead work was nice. It was cool, but the guitar work on him was just insane. Huge, massive piece. 2 Steps from Hell, I guess, as I recall. So as a unit, as artists, this is probably one of probably half a dozen tracks that they played here on there, and it's always score oriented and big and epic, from what I've heard so far. That was such a massive performance there that nothing could stand up against that. Nothing. The power of it. I liked the fact that it had the Celtic vibe to the whole thing, stuck to the kind of theme of a lot of bands and music and stuff that comes out of the Waken, is it? If I'm saying it wrong, forgive me. Powerful, cinematic, symphonic metal. And I noticed the thing has 2 stages, so they must go between this one, while this is breaking down, this one gets going, and so on and so forth. What a massive festival. I would love to. I think Vex had mentioned that, or somebody of that, maybe one day going in their lifetime to see that. I can imagine that must be insane. I watched a little documentary about that annual concert and how it's such an emotionally charged, fun time, and just, you know, it's like the vortex of symphonic metal, European symphonic metal, and all the styles that come through like that. So, but as a piece of music, this was ginormous, and great showmanship. There's no two ways about that. So, all right, guys, that was slamming. I dug it. Let's see who's next up. Shocked Frog. Dun 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 dun. Shocked the Frog. Anybody know what that was? Shocked Frog would like. Are you here, Shocked Frog? The artist Sebastian Tiller, and the song is La Retournelle, if I may have said that right or wrong, forgive me. This is featuring Tony Allen on drums, one of his all-time favorite tunes. This gets used background music every now and then on TV, but it's not so. But it isn't so well known as a song on its own. All right, so that's why you're bringing it to us, right, Shocked Frog? There you are, buddy. Thank you so much. Shocked Frog, have you been watching my trajectory on video game playing? Slowly but surely, I keep on getting more. You started the ball rolling, I think, with Little Nightmares, right? And I haven't gotten to Little Nightmares 2 yet, and I've got it like logged in. I've become that guy now, where I have stuff in my Steam store already downloaded, just going, oh, when am I gonna have time to play this? All right, guys, here we go. I'm just mumbling. Let's go. Love the drums on this. There's a little low string arrangement there that's really fun. I love this, man. This is such a chill track, man. This is just a sit back and rinse track. You know what I mean? Vex. Like that. This would be like a bridge of sorts, this area. Oh, there we go. I'm not going to say it, but you know what I want to say here, right?
No one can tell. Don't be fight you.
Man, it's just let it go, let it sink in, and let it just be it. It's just, that's what this whole vibe is. Bouncy, bouncy. And I could see how pieces of this could be used in TV shows as well. As you mentioned earlier, Sean. 1 minute fade. This is also the kind of track that hypnotically takes you into a fade. Like if you were tired, if you were done with the day and you put this track on and you just let it be and just let it glide and do exactly what it just did, I guarantee for myself, I would have knocked out after this. I would have just gotten set into place, just let it glide, let it take me the way, because I mean, the reality is that the pattern in of itself, you know, with the piano and how it was being played, and the hypnotic constant of the drum rhythm. There wasn't a lot of tom fills breaking things up and stuff. It just stayed in that same rhythm. Something about that too is leading me to believe that was played through. I thought for a second, okay, yeah, I've heard a loop like this 100,000 times, you know, in the history of my career. And then I started listening to it. I started listening, and there were a lot of shifty little nuances that, you know, if you listen for them, you will hear them, you know, be it the hi-hat, open, close, partially open, ghost notes on the snare and stuff like that, or, you know, deliberate, always the same level, and didn't have it. This had a nice vibe to it, you know, but that fade, though, was definitely the kind of fade where you wake up. Exactly, I think it was SB that said, oh, I've woken up many times back in the 1900s with that test pattern. For those of us who are old enough, when TV used to actually be, like, broadcasts would stop at like 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning, you know, back in the 60s, you know, maybe even in the early 70s, it goes to a test pattern, and we will be right back, or we will see you in the morning or something. I don't remember. I actually remember my test pattern was, it was an Indian head, or Native American head, you know, with the headdress and stuff, and it was black and white. I remember that's what that test pattern looked like when it would go to, you know. But yeah, man, that was super old school, Murph. Yeah, been there. I know, I don't look my age, but mid-60s, man. I can't believe it. I can believe it now when I realize I'm in my mid-60s and I try to stand up from my seat like I just did, and you see me cringe, like I'm like, lower back pain. I made it into my 60s. Now my body's reminding me of it. Anyhow, Frog, great track. Thank you so much. It was good to see you here, too. I hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you here for a bit, unless you've been lurking. So, yeah, the reason why I don't look my age is I don't shower much. So I keep the oils on my face intact and let the oils, you know, act as my sunblock. And, you know, I'm kidding. All right, next up, Baja Schmetzer. Oh, you are? You're lurking? Okay, good, Shock. Well, it's good to have you pop up, and it's good to hear from you. Baja Schmetzer's coming in, and we're doing a song from, metal fans. Ever heard of a little band called Bellacore? We's a doing it, sir. We's a doing it right so now, sir. Yeah, we getting us some Bellacore. And this is a song called From the Scythe to the Scepter, I believe it is. If I'm saying that wrong, forgive me. Mellow Death from Australia. This has been a big Australian avocado show. Remember, send out to all of your Aussie friends and metalheads that you know this show is a lot of Aussie stuff. So spread the news about the avocado. Whatever. So here we go. This ought to be fun. Let's do this. All right. Let's go. Do 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 do. Oi oi oi. That nice swing 3/4. You know, the 3/4 tempo is also a very good storytelling tempo. And very pirate music tempo. Love that continue in the melody here with the guitar. God, I love where the vocals are placed in the mix on this. The arrangements on the guitars are great. Harmony on that. I like how they're going between the muted. They're letting it power out through here. They might do it again. Maybe. No, they didn't, man. I love it when they dove into the muting. Old mono synthy pad back there. The drummer's slipping in some slick. I like that, the second chord in that. That kick sounds so separated and isolated. I like that. Baja Smasher, that was a smasher, man. A lot of good shifts up in the arrangements as well. For me, when I was listening to it, where I was just getting kind of sponged into it, is more on the engineering aspect of it, the grind of it and stuff like that. There was some really super tight riffiness going on in there. As a matter of fact, I'd have to say 75% of it had a lot of chug riffiness going on in there. And for songs that are getting up into that 7-minute zone, when I hear them shifting back and forth like that, what I'm also listening for is like, okay, we got it under control. They're going to give us, the hard punching riffs and stuff. Is the techniques in the riffing that I use. Like, for instance, when I was saying, I love it when in their dynamics, they're riffing and letting the notes kind of ring through, even if they're 16th notes or 8th notes, but then they'll dive into completely muting it. And that still keeps the drive and the grind going, but it kind of pulls it under the cover a little bit. Still kind of get... And then, like I'd mentioned about some of the engineering aspects too, that kick drum was just so freaking isolated. It had this little punchy knot to it. And then the other thing I mentioned earlier was the fact that to me, in my listening experience of any kind of band that has, the ripped vocals and stuff like that, what makes it or breaks it for me, as far as being able to enjoy the musicianship and the arrangements like I did on this one, was the fact that those vocals really didn't own the top notch on the volume space. You know what I'm saying? They were there. You knew they were there. The performance was ripping in its tone and in its pocket what it owns here with his voice and stuff, but it was pulled back enough where the musicianship and the power of the arrangements really still lit up above it. And there were a couple of nice little melodies. I don't know if this has just 2 guitar players or. Because there's definitely some overdubs that were going on there, and some harmonies in the riffs as well. But I loved, there was a couple times where and I've said this many times before about songs that have vocalists that don't perform on a melody. You know what I'm saying? It's like metal slam poetry. It's all about the cadence and the rhythm and stuff. But for me, I've got to swim somewhere. I got to, outside of the riffing that's going on, you got to give me some kind of melody, and the guitars did that a couple times really, really well. So thanks, man, for bringing it in the house, Baja Spencer. Next up, Hot Chick in a Diaper. I know. So, I'm sorry, wait, before I go that, I just saw this comment here by Casper the Friendly Spirit. You know what? There are times where I understand that. And I've actually, so if you're not seeing the comment that was left there, is Casper said, I often wish Bellacore would have clean vocalists. Sometimes I understand that. For myself, there's such extraordinary musicianship and arrangements going on in some of these bands where everything from the performer, the lead singer, is that tone. And that's a very important part of that genre. But there are times where I hear bands going, like I'll hear something, I'm like, this is sick. And then they put in the shred singer or the rip singer, which is great. It's part of it. But there's a part of me that wants to go, let me hear some soaring melodies or let me get something out of it and stuff. That's why I have an affinity for bands like, I was going to say Between the Benjamin and something. Between the Buried and Me, or other bands that have an element where you're still going to shred and rip singing, like get down into it, but then they break out into these glorious vocal, harmonies and melodies for the hook or something like that. So I guess it's kind of a give and take. It's a personal opinion. Obviously, Casper is a very big fan of Bellacore to actually have made that assessment by listening to a lot of the music. But that's why I like bands that if you're going to serve up some of that, shredded vocal performance, for me it's really nice, like especially if it's them with that very dark, treacherous voice, like the lead singer in Ginger, and then they break out into this like glorious melodies and stuff. I go, yeah, that's the delivery I want. Next up, Hot Chick in a Diaper wants a Coheed and Cambria song. That's what I'm saying. So, or I always get this wrong. It could be either Hot Chick in a Diaper or Hot Chicken in a Diaper. No, it's Hot Chick in a Diaper. So this is Coheed and Cambria, and And the message is you're probably familiar with the song already, maybe not, but I do love this version so much. All right. So let's do this. Let's go. Live. All right. Let's get some live Coheed here.
All right, this one we're probably gonna play on our headliner in the fall, but we didn't really have a chance to rehearse it, so I figured I'd just do it. But thanks again for coming.
I love live.
Slowly the pen touches paper in the guidance of the words that you write. Memories roll in of the things you once did and who you had shared them. Somebody thinking of you. Did I bother telling you this? With the words that cross teeth and jump lips, a poor choice of words, and wanting to tell you anything, but words don't come with ease. They're forever my hurt. But would it really matter if you were to count the days left with your hands? You focus secure, and the loves you left well, smiles staged in photographs, here until. But you left the light on for the chance I might have tripped her. You were there to hold on, ignoring the words of your obnoxious little brother. Kill or be killed, spill the words from your mother. I'll lay awake for a while. I'll leave the light on why. But you couldn't last a lifetime. Caught between here and the days of air, carving her name across your arm.
So this is a different version of an existing track, right, guys?
I told you so. I measured distance in lines, departing the rest of my life. But you had better things to do. But you had better things to do.
Jeez.
Bring the words of your obnoxious little brother. Kill or be killed, spell the words from your mother. I'll lay awake for a while. I'll leave the light on. Why? you couldn't last a lifetime. Caught between here and the days of that, carving her name across your heart. With every wish, it's in the man. I told you so. I measured distance in life, prodding the rest of my life. If you get put to slave, like an old dog you better off. If you get put to slave, I've been cautious with the words I extend. Now this year before the world starts to end.
Jeez. His range. With that power, too.
To the sounds of her cry. And I walk to the sounds of him dying. And I walk to the sounds of him dying. Pray for us all. 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 For us all. Pray for us all. Pray for us all. For us all.
You know, here's one of those. You're welcome. Here's one of those things where, since I never heard the song before, and this is an unplugged version, it's probably I'm going to go back a little later and listen to the track on its regular version because Lacrimosa says this is actually a cover of probably from the album before of that nature. I just have to look up the name of the track and on Spotify. This is one of those things where just listening to the beauty of the most raw version of songwriting. There's no two ways about it. The complete just the when I get stunned when I listen to his voice, and especially where I know he kind of has already kind of a high speaking voice, kinda. But there was a couple times in the song where he had said, "Oh, hey," or something like that, and it was fairly low, you know, or fairly, I don't know, let's say male tone. And he just has this incredible voice with this monster ability. Not only the monster ability, frick it, to hit those high notes in a chest voice, not in that head voice. And then he could slip and hit those same high notes in a head voice in these beautiful, subtle little passages that he'll sing. And at the same token, he could just turn it to 11 and it doesn't blow out. And he has also that technique where he can add a little grit and grind to it. You know, he's got that Geddy. Well, I'm not comparing him to Geddy Lee. It's just the same tone as the Geddy Lee, and it's so unique too. I mean, just to have that lifelong ability to do that. I'm envious of singers that can do that. Well, I'm envious probably of most of the musicians and the songs and the singers and stuff that I hear here on this channel.